You know that sound? It's 5 a.m. and the meowing from the kitchen has officially started. As you scoop some food into their bowl, that little question pops into your head. Am I getting this right? Look, we all want our cats to be healthy and happy, but with all the conflicting advice out there, it's so easy to feel lost. So today, we are going to clear up all that confusion and give you the confidence you need. And we'll start with the question every single one of us has asked. Right? This is the one. That little seed of doubt can be pretty stressful because you know that getting it wrong actually has real consequences. We see our cats loving their food, and of course we want to make them happy, but sometimes our best intentions can lead us a little bit astray. And this is why getting it right matters so much. A staggering 61% of cats in the US are either overweight or obese. And that extra weight isn't just a cosmetic issue. It seriously increases the risk for big problems like diabetes and painful arthritis. It can even shorten their lives. So this brings us to a fundamental truth. Before we can figure out how much to feed, we have to understand what they need in the first place. Exactly. Before we can even begin to talk about portion sizes, we have to get the what right. A cat's nutritional needs are incredibly specific, and it's all rooted deep in their evolutionary history as hunters. This right here is the single most important fact you need to know about your cat. They are obligate carnivores. Now, that's just a scientific way of saying they don't just like meat, they absolutely must have it to survive. Their bodies simply can't create essential nutrients like taurine, which is critical for their heart and their vision, from plants. They have to get it directly from animal tissue. Period. So this brings us to the great debate, wet food versus dry food. And the key difference isn't just the crunch factor, it's water. Cats evolved from desert animals, so they have a naturally low thirst drive. They just don't instinctively drink a lot of water. They're designed to get most of their hydration from their food. And that's why wet food, which is often more than 75% moisture, is so fantastic for their kidney and urinary health. Kibble is convenient, for sure, but it puts the burden on the cat to drink enough water. And frankly, they often don't. Now, you've probably heard about raw food diets, and I get the appeal. I really do. It feels more natural, right? Closer to what they'd eat in the wild. But it's a choice that comes with some pretty significant risks we have to talk about. First, there's the danger of bacteria like salmonella, which can make not only your cat sick, but your human family members too. Second, it's incredibly hard to create a nutritionally complete and balanced raw diet at home, and that can lead to serious deficiencies. And finally, there's a real risk of injury from small bone fragments. So, how can you tell if a commercial food is a good choice? Simple. Flip over the bag or the can and look for this exact sentence. This is the AAFCO Statement of Nutritional Adequacy. Think of it as a seal of approval. It's your guarantee that the food is complete and balanced, meaning it has all the nutrients your cat needs in the right proportions for their stage of life. But here's the thing. A cat's needs don't stay the same. A food that's perfect for a crazy little kitten isn't going to meet the needs of a laid-back senior cat. So let's take a look at how their diet has to change as they get older. This chart lays it out really nicely. Kittens are just little growth machines, right? They're burning through energy like crazy, so they need small, frequent, high-calorie meals. Think 3 to 4 times a day. As they grow into adults, their energy needs stabilize, and feeding them twice a day is usually perfect. For our seniors, we generally stick to twice a day, but we might need to make some adjustments based on their specific health. Our senior cats have their own unique needs. They're prone to losing muscle mass as they age, so a diet with high-quality, easy-to-digest protein is really important to keep them strong. And here's something that might surprise you. After about age 11, many senior cats actually need more calories, not less. That's because their bodies just aren't as efficient at absorbing nutrients from their food anymore. Okay, so we know what to feed them and how that changes over time. Now for the million-dollar question. Exactly how much? And I'm going to show you a much more accurate way to figure this out than just looking at the bag. You know that feeding guide on the back of the bag? Think of it as a very general starting point, and that's it. These recommendations are often made for very active, unneutered cats and can seriously overestimate the calories that a typical indoor, spayed, or neutered cat really needs. Instead, you're going to use the best tool you have, your own 2 hands. This is called the Body Condition Score, or BCS, and it's what we vets use in the clinic. First, look down at your cat from above. They should have a visible waist, like an hourglass shape. Then look from the side. Their belly should tuck up, not hang down. And, most important, gently run your hands along their sides. You should be able to easily feel their ribs with just a light touch. If you have to push to find them, they're likely carrying a little extra padding. This brings us to another key choice. Do you leave food out all day, or do you feed distinct meals? Well, free feeding makes it incredibly hard to control calories and very often leads to overeating. Portion feeding, where you measure out their daily food, is so much better. Not only can you control their calorie intake precisely, but you'll also notice right away if their appetite changes, which is often the very first sign that something is medically wrong. Okay, we've covered the what, when, and how much, so now let's just quickly tackle a few common questions and myths that can still cause some confusion around mealtime. Look, we all love giving our cats treats. It's one of the joys of having them, but it is so important to follow the 10% rule. This just means that treats should make up no more than 10% of your cat's total daily calories. Any more than that, and you risk unbalancing their whole diet and adding to weight gain. Ah, the classic. We've all seen it in cartoons and storybooks for decades. A happy cat lapping up a little saucer of milk. But is it actually a good idea? Well, the surprising truth is, no. While kittens have the enzyme to digest their mother's milk, most adult cats lose it and become lactose intolerant, just like many people. Giving them cow's milk is much more likely to cause an upset stomach and diarrhea than do any good. Okay, picture this. Your cat is weaving between your legs, looking up at you, looking at the food bowl, and meowing like their life depends on it. It's gotta mean they're starving, right? Well, not necessarily. Cats are smart. Adult cats have learned that meowing is a really effective way to get our attention. So that meow could just as easily mean, play with me, or pet me, or simply, hey, it's 5 o'clock, this is our routine. Don't automatically assume every meow is a cry for more food. So, we've covered a lot of ground today, but if there's one single thing I want you to walk away with, what is it? It's about shifting your mindset from just being someone who puts out food to being an active, confident caregiver. And this says it all. Perfect nutrition isn't found in a measuring cup, and it's not found on the back of a bag. It's found in knowing your individual cat, their unique metabolism, their activity level, and their current body condition. At the end of the day, you are the expert on your cat. Pay attention to them. Use the body condition score check. Notice if they're slowing down a bit as they get older or if they're having an extra playful week. Be ready to adjust their food based on what you see. That consistent, observant care, that is the true secret to feline health. And finally, of course, please remember that this information is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional veterinary advice. If you have any concerns at all about your pet's health or diet, please consult with your certified veterinarian. They are your absolute best partner in making sure your companion lives a long, happy, and healthy life.